Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Ruby with only in-game trades had a rough start, but this one will probably start even worse. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of only one Munchlax? Munchlax is an incredibly lopsided Pokemon. Think of it like a weaker version of Hirayama, who's at least a little bit worse in every single stat. Very high health, passable attack, but terrible defense, special attack, and the lowest base speed in the entire game. That means that chances are we will always attack second in any battle that matters. That alone is going to make this brutal. At least our special defense is fine. For moves, we don't have much variety by level up, and we'll probably be stuck using Return the whole run since it'll have the same type attack bonus. By TM, we can learn a ton of moves of all different kinds, but for many of these types, we can only learn special moves, not physical ones. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I think that I stand a chance, but I'll need to be level 100 and have a solid held item. Our horrendous speed is going to be a massive disadvantage. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Munchlax. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Turtwig with Munchlax so that I can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Turtwig so that our rival would have a fighting-type starter, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name him Orange. He might be lazy, but he's got a hidden power in him. Our nature is quirky, so neutral stat gains. That's probably fine, although less speed and more attack would have been nice. Our ability is Thick Fat, making us take less damage from fire and ice moves. I'm really happy I have that ability, because that's actually a pretty solid one. Pretty much right away, we're given the TM for return, and I go ahead and replace Metronome. Munchlax probably doesn't have enough friendship yet to make this stronger than Tackle, but it really shouldn't take that long before he does, and this will be a lifesaver. After fighting a few trainers, we get to the first real rival fight, but I'm starting to think that they don't let you lose this fight. At least, not very easily. With how much they were using Leer and Growl, I think that they just didn't want to make us faint. I tried for the Rock Gym, but even after fighting every trainer and getting to level 14, we didn't even come close. This is 6 attempts in, by the way, and this is the only one where we took down Geodude. We don't have any good moves coming up, but I'm gonna have to grind mostly just to build up some friendship so that Return can get stronger, and then we can brute force the fight. I tried again a couple times every 2 levels, but we're still lucky if we make it past Geodude. The only way to stand a chance is with 6 defense curls, and that's giving them a lot of chances to critically hit us. This grind is pretty slow. I'd love to grind in the mine itself so that we can get some defense effort values, but is just too slow to fight them. There's really no fantastic area here for EVs that I care about, so I just try to avoid getting too many speed ones. Even with loads of speed EVs, our speed will still be horrendous, so I may as well focus on health and attack whenever I can. While I grind, if I can give you a viewing recommendation, my friend Brandon and I did a Flash Trash episode on Pokemon Go Mystery. It's as terrible as it looks and sounds. You might know Brandon as Goosit nowadays, since his own channel has really started to take off, but we've been doing videos together on this channel for 10 years now. If you guys want to see us play some hilariously bad Flash games, then check out the Flash Trash series in the description. Just click a random episode and have fun. At level 20, we learn Screech, so I try a few more times, and we do much, much better. Not only can we easily take out Geodude, but we also take out Onix on almost every attempt. The problem is that last is Craniados, and it hits so hard with Headbutt that we can't hang on at that point, and we don't have a good chance to build up defense curls earlier, so we need to get stronger. Finally, at level 22, we had just enough friendship and attack to completely muscle our way through the gym. It still took us about 5 tries because Craniados often makes us flinch or Onix reduces our defense too much, but at least we're finally able to pass the first real hurdle of the run. After that, we have a pretty easy battle with Commander Mars, but we still did take half of our health and damage in the process. I'm starting to worry that we're going to have a rougher grass gym fight than I was expecting. Thankfully, once I actually get to the grass gym, we end up totally crushing them. I suspect my friendship might be maxed out now, especially since I got the Soothe Bell on the way. Commander Jupiter was way more of a pushover than usual in this run. Normally she can be a real brick wall, but having a solid tanky attacker really helps. When I got to the grass gym, I thought that we'd have at least a few rough attempts, but it actually goes really well. In fact, Haunter must have no direct attacking moves to actually hit me with, because he just confused me and then put me to sleep, and missed a bunch of sucker punches over and over because that move only works when you're attacking, and I can't attack, I was asleep. I'm guessing that his last move was like Lick or Nightshade, some kind of ghost move that wouldn't work on a normal type. Thanks to me keeping Odor Sleuth though, we can just one-shot each ghost with Return. Right after that is a rival fight, and although I actually lost this fight a couple times to Endeavor, it only took 3 tries before I was able to sweep my way through pretty easily. I just have to use Screech to make sure that Staravia never landed in low health. Next is the fighting gym though, and I'm sure you predicted us getting crushed here. We're slow as molasses, have low defense, and they can heal off of us with Drain Punch. Even with my fancy new Shell Bell healing us on the attacks, they hit too hard and too fast. Thankfully, this isn't the only place that we can go right now, so I head south to fight more trainers. We're at the point in the game where Return is strong enough to one-shot most trainers' Pokemon that we run into, but because of our terrible base speed, we're still slower than some of the faster Pokemon in spite of the level gap. If that happens too much, you can really get worn down, and we'll have to spend some time going back to the Pokemon Center often. After that, I try the fighting gym again, and get this hilarious run where I crit on both Pokemon that I didn't need to crit, then fail to crit twice on the Pokemon that I did need to crit. I can't even be mad, that was just funny. Okay, if I need something to take care of Lucario, then getting the TM for Earthquake should do the job. First try back in the gym, and it goes great. We one-shot our way to Lucario, and Earthquake was enough to take him down in one hit. We were probably going to get Earthquake eventually, so this is a fine enough solution. Before we can get to the water gym, we have another rival fight, but in spite of the low level gap, we crushed his whole team with Return. We've hit this weird tipping point where if a trainer can't deal some serious damage to us quickly across multiple Pokemon, they're doomed. In the water gym, we instantly crit Gyarados for a one-shot, and we probably needed that. Floatzel took quite a few hits before he went down, so we're in red health. As Quagsire came out, I thought I was doomed, but his Mudshot did almost nothing. Then he used Yawn twice in a row, pretty much handing me the victory. Man, it's not often that the AI in Gen 4 does something that stupid. After that is our first Cyrus fight, but his team is pretty frail this early, so we just brute force it with Return like usual. I really didn't think that Munchlax would be such a beast in mid-game. I thought that the larger trainer teams would be too much of an issue by this point in the game. Now I know that it feels like it's been 2 seconds since we had a rival fight, but we have another rival fight. It starts great with us taking down Staraptor, but Heracross does over half our health in damage in one hit, and we're slower than him, so we go down. Maybe Stockpile can fix this. I try again, but this time using Stockpile at the start. We got 2 in before taking down Staraptor, and it actually saved us against Heracross, getting us a close victory. Problem is, right after that is Infernape, and he's another fighting type, so we go down. Okay, new solution. I gathered money together by fighting the rich people near the Pokemon Mansion place to buy coins so I can get the TM for Rest. This makes us sleep for 2 turns, but it also fully heals us. This, along with Stockpile for defense and special defense, should be really strong. Finally, with this strategy, we managed to get a very slow victory. We can only stockpile 3 times, but that's enough for us to get our defense and special defense up to 3 stages. Critical fighting moves will probably still one-shot us, but regular old special moves will be borderline useless. For the Steel Gym, we Earthquake down Magneton right away and build up our stockpiles on Steelix. Because Byron's Pokemon are so slow, we're actually outspeeding Steelix. This fight drags on forever because we have to keep using Rest to stay healthy, but he just keeps critically hitting us. It doesn't help that we can only get 3 stockpiles as well. You're not actually allowed to go beyond that. It took almost 3 straight minutes before we took him down. At least against Bastiodon, we hit a critical Earthquake to finish the fight. On our way through Freezeezy Peak, I made sure to fight every last trainer. We're getting to that point in Platinum where everything gets very slow and very difficult. I predict that this is the tipping point where our terrible speed is gonna brick wall us, so I need to keep my level lead as high as I possibly can right now. Ice Gym time, Sneasel's first, so I try to build up our stockpiles, and there's a low-flying airplane. Are you kidding me? Come on, not today. Ice Gym time, Sneasel's first, so I just build up stockpiles and take it down with 1 return with half our health left. Snow Bomb is next, so it'll be hailing for the rest of the fight. 2 returns took it down, but our health is starting to get a bit low. Piloswine is third, so I decide to use Rest while he uses Stone Edge and Earthquake a bunch. Thankfully, when we wake up, we crit with Return for a one-shot. Last is Frostlast, so we get hit by Blizzard, get frozen, thaw the same turn, hit Earthquake, and she eats a berry to hang on. Then our Earthquake misses thanks to her evasion. The following one brought her to red health, but she used a full restore, so I couldn't end it there. I had to rest again because our health was getting so bad that I didn't want to risk missing Earthquake so much that I'd faint. Just as our health hit red, rest kicked in, and we managed to pull through and finish it with one last Earthquake. With that done, we have the second Cyrus fight, where we pretty much mopped the floor with them. We were lucky that Sneasel missed with Screech, but we still won first try. This is where we have to grind, though. Like usual in these Platinum runs, we have to deal with the final Cyrus fight next, and not only is his team very strong, but he's also all the way at the end of the Distortion world, so if I get to him and I can't beat him, then I have to lose, go back to grinding, and then take a 15-minute walk to get back to him. It's literally the longest gap to getting to train, and then getting to try the boss again in any Pokemon game that I've played. 15 minutes might not sound long, but it's agonizing when you have to do it even once, let alone multiple times. Plus, I totally get lost because the place is a maze, and I suck at those. I'm not taking that risk. This video has to come out on time. I'm just gonna grind early. After hitting level 63, I decide it's finally time to at least attempt Cyrus. So wish me luck. Houndoom is first, so naturally I start with Stockpile. We get burned by Will-O-Wisp in the process, though, so I keep trying to use Rest, but almost faint thanks to all the flinches. Eventually, though, we manage to finally heal up. Once we wake up, we take it down in one Earthquake. Second is Water Onyx, so our attack is down from Intimidate, but we were able to take him down safely in a few hits. Honchkrow did a bit of damage, but only took 2 hits to go down, so fourth is Weavile. We ended up taking enough damage from it that I needed to rest for safety. I never want to be within range to go down from a critical hit. It took tons of hits to take down because Cyrus was using healing items, but we did pull through just fine, and last was Crobat. We instantly got badly poisoned, but it only took 2 shots to take him down and win us the fight. With that stunning victory, we have 1 badge left to grab at the Electric Gym. As you'd expect, though, Earthquake makes pretty short work of his team. We got stuck on Jolteon for ages while we tried to build up our stockpile and take it down with reasonable health to spare, but eventually we pulled it off and the rest of his team went down fast. After that, though, is a complete and total brick wall that I didn't see coming. The final rival fight starts with Staraptor with close combat, so we lose half of our health in one shot and only hang on thanks to Stockpile. And once we take that down, next is Heracross, who also has close combat. Considering we're way slower than Staraptor and Heracross, even critting both of them in a row wouldn't save us. They'd take us down before that's even possible. It's either hold a Quick Claw and hope that we attack first twice in a row and crit twice in a row, which is nearly impossible, by the way, or I could just level up and tank the hits and then overpower them, but that might take a long time. Grinding at this point is a bit rough. Versus secret grinding can be pretty nice because you'll consistently know what you're fighting and you actually get paid for it. But at the same time, it can be pretty slow and sometimes there's a lot of movement between fights. It's a bit harder to just zone out and watch YouTube videos on the side while grinding if you actually have to ride up and talk to people. Still though, this is one of the fastest places to level up at this point in the game. 5 levels later and I try again. Staraptor went pretty well with us taking less than half of our health in damage this time, and still getting a one-shot, but Heracross can still one-shot us right after. Man, usually the brick wall's the Elite Four, not the rival before it. At level 77, I try again, and this time Staraptor U-turns to switch to Heracross. We hang on from close combat because of having higher health going into the fight. We take him down, and then his third Pokemon with fighting moves, Infernape, comes out and we go down to Focus Blast. This battle is ridiculous. Finally, at a whopping level 80, we try again and Staraptor goes down easily. Heracross comes out and he just uses Night Slash for almost no damage for no reason. We hit return, he almost goes down. Then he takes us from 191 health to 9 with 1 close combat. Okay, this is insane. Maybe if I can one-shot Heracross, I can win? At level 83, we're able to get in our 3 stockpiles because Staraptor just wasn't strong enough to beat us without a crit anymore. Honestly, I still would lose easily if he was just smart and U-turned to Heracross early. Oh, and his Floatzel has Brick Break. Man, I had no idea so much of his team used fighting moves. Well, after all that, let's take a peek at our stats. Yeah, unless they come at me with some ridiculously strong fighting moves that I'm not prepared for, we should at least be able to get to the Pokemon Champion just fine. Make your final guesses on if we can win or not. Let's do this. First is Bug Trainer Aaron. We just speared through his whole team with Return. Second is Ground Trainer Bertha. This one was a lot harder thanks to Earthquake hitting us so hard, mixed with the nearly non-stop sandstorms. I had to use 3 stockpiles, rest quite a bit, and lots of uses of Return and Earthquake before I could take them down. I'm worried that I might not actually have enough ethers for between battles. Third is Fire Trainer Flint. Not much to say about this one. He could hardly hurt us, and our Earthquakes absolutely wrecked his team. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Lucian. Once again, not much to say. The only reason we took any serious damage is because of a lucky critical hit. We were never in any real danger. Finally, Pokemon Champion Cynthia. Spiritomb is first, and is not very dangerous at all, so I take the chance to get my 3 stockpiles and take it down with 2 Earthquakes. Second is Lucario, and we instantly go from almost full health to only 35 health from a critical Aura Sphere as we one-shot him with Earthquake and get a bit of health back. It's a good thing that I did because next is Togekiss, and his Aura Sphere left us with only 18 health before we had to sleep to heal. That was way too close. By the time we wake up, we still lose a third of our health, but at least we take it down in 2 returns. Next is the pseudo-legendary Garchomp, and thanks to her berry, it ended up landing in red health from our second return, so she used a full restore. That means she had even more chances to hit us with Earthquake, so we are in rough shape by the time she went down. Fifth is Melodic, so I play it safe and use Rest right away, knowing that it can't hit us very hard. It took tons of returns to take her down because of the full restores, but we were never in danger. Last is Roserade, but we took it down in 1 hit, getting us into the Hall of Fame. Well, I never would have guessed that the rival would be harder than the Pokemon Champion. I really hope you guys like that run. For next week's Saturday Pokemon Challenge, I'm going to finally do the much-requested EV-only run of Pokemon Emerald. I'm always looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the Pokemon Challenge section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. If you want to see me do more Pokemon challenges like this, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description if you want to watch all the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you guys want to see some more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend Whatageek and I have done a randomizer playthrough of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White, Red and Blue, and now we're doing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire over on his channel, linked in the description. You can also watch myself, Whatageek, and Gooset playing Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon X here on my channel. Also, come to the Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.